Okay, what we were discussing last day is about the database concepts. So we just created the database and just inserted, deleted, updated the database using SQL commands. Now it's time to learn about more, learn more about the database implementation. So I think we have already discussed about the connection to IDLE, connection to Python. So where we can import the connection and we can fetch the rows or fetch the details of database. And even we try to, yes, we try to write those detailed fetch from the database to normal file, text file or CSV file, right? We have done that last day, right? Okay.
Yes.
Now, what we need to do is we need to implement the other parts, how can we insert and how can we delete data from the database. So let's implement that part now. Right. If you can remember, what we have done is we just implemented the database by importing the MySQL database, like MySQL library. So that is what we have done first. Then after that, we have implemented the connection, and then we wrote the queries, and the queries were executed after that. Right. Let's do today. Let's start with inserting example. So inserting an example what I need to do is I just need to import insert into the database, the data that I collect from user through our Python interface. We are going to insert that into the database. First of all, let me log into the database and see whether that is available to us. So I just want to start okay. Import the MySQL connector. Then what I'm going to do is I'll connect to the database and say MyDB equal going to connect to the database, existing database. Let me check what are the existing databases. I have DB school. Yeah, it's in that student. Okay, this one is better. Teacher. Oh, DB hello. TBL. Yeah, let's insert DB hello TBL students, right? So, you have to mention the 4 parameters. That is your host. Then your user. Then your password. And finally the database. Okay, now we have implemented the the connection function. Just need to see whether this function will connect to the database. First of all, let me save this. This. Okay, no errors means so it's up and runs connected. No any errors. Let's change this to some other and see whether is it really working by generating an error. Here you can see it generate a big error, access denied for who used add local is using password just because I just use a wrong password. In your case, I said this in Windows, normally it uses empty password, right? In Mac OS, root is the password. That is default. Okay, let's connect and then what? Then actually, so you have to like get the cursor. Okay, my cursor equal, let's say my db cursor function. Then the query SQL or the query you can like QEQ or some other variable, right? Insert into TBL students, then the column names STID, FN, LN, address, gender. STID, FN, LN, address, gender. Okay. Then the values. Actually, when you are giving the values here, you are going to place placeholders. You can say you can just give the placeholders, percentages, 2 percentages, and percentages. Okay, I'm giving placeholders here. For these placeholders, I'm going to enter values separately. So what are the values? That can be given separately. You can give this as a list. Do we have any students here? Let's check it first. Yes, we have one student, therefore I have to give 2 as the ID. Then first name, let's say gender is just accepting 1 letter. I'm giving male M. Okay, this is how the things are given because in SQL, we directly gave the values inside the values bracket, no. But here it's given as parameterized input. That means we first place the placeholders. Into these placeholders, then we are entering the values. That is how we are giving this. So if we first put this placeholders, then we are entering the values. And let's execute that. So that can be done by calling my cursor execute function. My cursor execute You have to give the SQL and values. Finally, so to confirm that, you have to commit MyDB commit. Actually, this is like saving. When you done a change, you have to confirm the change. Okay, let's run it now. Okay, no errors here. Let's go and see the database and the records. You can see here Kasun Madhuranka. This is entered to the database without any error. Right, that is what happened here. Right. So you have to use your own table and the field names and try this. Finally, actually you can give a confirmation too. You can print a confirmation. Let's try some other thing. Let's try some other values, because if you're trying to enter the same value, it will duplicate and it will give an error, because the same primary key cannot give again. So if I try to run this here, so it should give an error. Here the primary duplicate entry 2 for key primary cannot enter with a duplicate primary key, because you are trying to enter something. Another new one, but we cannot repeat the primary key. Primary key is unique identifier. So let's give some other one. Okay, let's keep this record now. You can see here one record inserted. So giving the confirmation, my cursor row count means the row count affected by the row, and that is inserted. So you can see when you're browsing the data, the third record is also inserted. So now you can try this. I'll give you time, just give a try.
Okay, it's not working.
Okay, because so did you understand what I did? So I think you didn't understand what I have done. I just inserted to the database. Number one thing is like, can you see the previous code? Can I see? You have two codes, right? I think the select code was also there.
Yeah.
Just compare them first. The select code was first there. Just compare them. Right click, edit it ideally. Open it. Okay, just compare the codes. You can find out your own errors. Okay. Right, oh, wait. Just see. Okay, local host is your username. That is correct. Host name, sorry. Root is your user, but in the second one, it is missing. So without a user, how can you connect to the database? Okay. Then the password is blank. That is okay. DB user is the database. That is also okay. Right. Then you are on MySQL cursor. That's not a problem. Then the SQL is insert into TBL student. So do you have a TBL student table called TBL student in this DB user database? Do you have?
No.
Then how you are going to insert?
It's not gonna work.
Yes?
Yeah.
It's not going to work because there is not a... So you have a table called, what is the table name? TPL user
user.
is there, right? TPL user is there. Okay, TPL user, you can try for TPL user. Okay, so what are the columns in in this table? Go and see. Please go to the your like this one. What do you call? SAMP control. I saw that somewhere here.
Yes.
Nice. SAMP control. Just go to the admin of this. It will open PHP MyAdmin GUI tool. Have you started SAMP database management system? I hope, right? Okay, okay. Go to DB user. Go to TBL user. Okay, what are the columns there? UID, uname, email, password, T, P now. These are the columns. So in your case, you have to insert into this database. So your column name should be UID, uname, email, password, and TP now. Edit it first.
Okay.
So this should be like whatever the code that I have given, you have to map with your code, your environment. Otherwise, what will happen?
It'll be wrong.
Yeah, that's not wrong.
So would it be working now?
Sorry.
Would it be working now?
You have to. So are you like entering the same values? UID is 2. That so go to browse and see what are the data there. First of all, you go to the browser and see what are the already, is there any data in this table? Yes, there are 2 users, so you can insert the third user. Right, there are 2 users. So go to the code and insert data accordingly. Your value should match with the column names, right? So you can enter number 3 there, value. This one should be number 3, right? Because here number 2 is already there. Then username Kasun, okay, I agree. Email Madhuranga, I'm not agree, that is not an email. It is something else.
Okay.
Yeah, enter values accordingly. Please enter values accordingly.
Uh, what is what should I put for TP num?
Sorry,
Oh wait.
that is telephone number, right? You can check your, so what you have entered previously, you can check.
Okay.
Just check the values that you have previously entered and values matching. So your whatever you are entering now, it should match in with Okay, try to execute now.
Okay.
Count the number of parameters. How many parameters are there? Here, UID, username, email, password, TP number. How many parameters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count it. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it matching? Is there 5 or 6? Now the additional comma is there. That is not required, right? What is that additional comma? Here. I can see some additional comma. Why this comma is there? I don't know the meaning of that. Why there is additional comma? Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, run it now. Here it should be my cursor dot row count. My cursor dot row count. Run it now and see. Okay, what is wrong there? Not all parameters are used. Wait. MySQL connector.errors. Yes, program error. Okay. SQL. Insert into TBL user correct. UID, uname, email, password. TP num correct. Okay, values. Chief insert is correct. Here you are inputting these values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, correct. Execute SQL. Okay, that is also correct. Can you like maximize this? Just want to see whether there are any other additional codes. Insert into TBL users UID, uname, email, password, TP num values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's do something like this. So can you give me the control for a while? Okay. I'm going to delete everything here. Cut it actually, and I'm going to run it. Just want to see whether this is executable in the first level. Okay, no errors. That means nothing wrong with that part. Right now, just put in this. Okay, what it says. Execute. My cursor dot execute SQL and value. That is okay. SQL and value. That is okay. Have you used the function name correctly? Wait. My cursor. Okay. Execute. So let's come in. Let's erase. Oh, if I erase this, that won't happen. SQL equal this. Value equal this. Okay, that is also correct, right? Just give me a second. So let's code this also. Line 16. What is line 16? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So can you show me the other code that we have done last day? So I think you're pressing a key continuously.
Huh?
The other code that you have done.
Oh,
Right click and edit with IDLE. Don't double click, right click, edit with IDLE. Show more options. Show more options at the end.
The Zoom bar.
No. There is a one called show more options. Can you see? There you can see edit with IDLE. Right here you are using SQL. My cursor dot execute SQL. Okay. The problem comes with the value part. Right. Please go to your code. So only give the SQL. My cursor dot execute SQL. Without giving the value, just try to give my cursor dot execute SQL.
So what do I delete?
Wait. Let me do. Here you have given n, so that is the thing. So I couldn't discover the error because these are small syntax errors where it's nearly invisible. So can you see this here? So symbols, be careful with the symbols. You have to give percentage, but you have given n instead of that. So these are undiscoverable. So very difficult to discover such errors. So be really careful when you're writing the codes. Don't make such errors, right? Because very difficult to detect. Can you see it has taken a lot of time to find out the error. Even like now we can see one row insert. The only error that was there is simple symbol. So be careful, especially when rewriting the codes. You're looking at the string and writing. So when you're doing that, be careful. Read letter by letter. See in your database whether the data is inserted there. You can check your database. PHP MyAdmin one. In the browser. Just go to browse again. That will refresh and you can see here. You entered same data again, is it?
Yeah. I thought that's what.
No, you can enter any other data even, right? No need to enter the same data because that is like duplicate row.
Oh, okay.
You have independency to enter any data that you wish to include.
Okay.
Okay. Then okay, one more thing. Let me share my screen again. Right now it is inserting into the database without any issue, means like it's okay, but only thing is so we have to manually give the data inside this bracket. That is a headache. Now we need to automate this task. So what happens if you press null here, null or none? Let's see, let's put none. Try to insert, you can see it's still one row inserted. I'm trying it again, run. You can see one row inserted, means it's working. How? Because here in my one, in the database, can you see that I have given auto increment part, auto increment. In the structure, student ID is auto incrementing, automatically incrementing. Therefore, if I give none or null, null in some programming languages, none in Python, so here it will automatically, what will happen? Automatically increment by 1. Because in the structure, I have defined it as auto increment. Therefore, in the coding, it will automatically increase by 1. And so then, therefore, I don't want to worry about the student ID anymore. I can just put none there. What about the values? This is where I am struggling. So now, so I would like to write something like this. I would like to get inputs from the user. Therefore, I will write, okay, the first name equal input. I'll display a message, enter first name. You have to write according to your, you have username, no, according to that you have to write that. Then last name here. So please match with your one. Don't write my one, right? My one will not work with your code because your code has different fields. So you have to match with that fields. Input, enter, last name. First name, last name, address. Enter, ADDRE, yes, address. Gender, input, male, enter your gender. You are going to give MOF. MOF, right? Not other values. You are going to get MOF, and you can evaluate that if gender equal to M or gender equal to F, you can proceed. Like you can say not equal to. Oh yes, not equal to M or equal to F, you can say, you can proceed. Because it's, you have it like they have entered valid gender. You can proceed. If not, you can, if not this, that means if it is not M or not F, either it should be M, either it should be F. But if it is not M or if it is not F, if both are not, right, if not M or not F, so then what you need to do, you need to say invalid gender. So that can be evaluated, right? If it is not equal to M, right? If it is not equal to M or if it is not equal to F, in that case, you can. Okay, so I'm not going to include that evaluation part. Let's do that later. For the moment, let's proceed with the parent data. And what you're going to do, you're going to enter that FN that you have taken. Then ln, this variable without the name, ln, address, and gender. Right? Then you are going to execute. Now it's more convenient. Why? Because when I try to run this now, it will ask me this. It will ask, enter the first name, okay. Enter the last name. Enter the address. Male or female. I'm saying female. Okay, one row insert. It's very easy. Now it's customizable. Because when I go and search there, you can see here Gayani Pereira, the record is inserted. Okay, please change it according to your code. Please change it according to your code. Right, this can be fine-tuned, right? This can be fine-tuned. What you saw here can be fine-tuned further, and even this database can be asked and added, and all these things can be fine-tuned like that. Oh, you can just see. So this is running only one time, no? Like if you want to insert multiple data, right? If you want to insert multiple data, you can still run this query several times, right? So once executed, this part actually. This part is basically writing the SQL and getting the data. So you can repeat this. Yeah, in order to repeat this, you can just add a while loop maybe. While, let's say while one, that is executing forever. If a loop is like while one, it will be executed forever. Up to commit, I'll be repeating. But here, after the commit, I'm asking one thing. So I'm asking a question that is input. I'm asking, do you need to insert more data? You need to insert more data. After the question, I'm checking that if you can give the selective answers like Y and N. So if this Q is not equal to Y, if it is not, you are going to break from this loop, right? Break from this loop. Actually, this part can also be added to the loop. Finally, you can ask this question. So let's run this now, and when you run this first time, it's asking, okay, enter first name. Okay, it's asking, do you need to insert more data? Yes, I need. So then asking, okay, insert. It's asking, do you need to insert more data? So I say no, it will be terminated. Now, when I go and see in my database what has happened in the table, you can see both records are now inserted to the database. So likewise, we can enhance the program. Whatever we have learned, using that, we can enhance the program by adding a loop. Actually, this is endless loop. You can enter any amount of data, any number of data lines, but when the answer is yes, it will let you come back and execute the code. But if it is no, what will happen? If it is no, it will stop. You can add this part also. Please add this part too. Right. When you are doing, or when you are coding again, you have to match that with your the database, your tables, and the field names, right? Otherwise, what will happen? It will not work, because this will work for this table, and your code will work for your user table. But if it is another table, you need to do it in another way. So I just want to see, have you added the auto increment part also? So can you just share? I just want to see whether that you have added that auto increment part. Go to the database, please. PHP MyAdmin. PHP MyAdmin. Okay, now go to the structure. All right, yeah, auto increment part is added, right? Okay, that's what I want to see. Because if it is not added, this none thing will not work, right? Because that if you added auto increment, that will work, yes. Otherwise, it won't work. When you're creating the database, you need to add auto increment. If not added, what you need to do is you need to tick that and then actually change the values and add the auto increment part. Okay. So what we have to discuss next in the next day is now we have done with the insertion query, and select was also done last day. Now we have two more queries, that is actually update and delete. So let's do that in next day. Update query and delete query. You can cover that both of them next week. Then after that, insert, retrieve, update, delete. That part is finished. We can do small assignment to understand the overall thing. We can do small assignment, and then after doing that, we can move to the next part, which is Java, right? So actually, please go through the content again. If you have any doubt, let me know. You can just drop me email or send me a WhatsApp. I'll help you to cover that, because we are about to finish the lessons related to Python by next week. Mostly next week, or sometimes it will take one more week. Okay, then, have a nice day. Bye.
Goodbye.